Which just reminds me of that just reminded me of Ren and Stimpy, that log song.
Log, it's log.
It's big,
Yeah.
it's heavy, it's wood.
Uh-huh.
Hello. Do you want to play a game?
What's your favorite scary movie?
Be afraid. Be very afraid.
See dead people.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
Here's Johnny.
The power of Christ compels you! The power of Christ compels you!
Whatever you do, don't fall asleep.
Welcome to Talking Horror with Jamie and Nikisha.
Hi, I'm Jamie.
And I'm Nikisha, and this is Talking Horror with Jamie,
Nikisha.
where we share our love for all things scary and talk horror through the lens of human behavior. Well, welcome, everyone. And hold on to your hats, hold on to your butts. Don't ride behind log trucks, bars.
Never.
Because today we are talking about the 2025 supernatural horror film Final Destination Bloodlines.
Now that my old friend is gone, I'm retiring.
So what? You're just gonna leave us here?
Dude, we need your help.
Where are you going?
I intend to enjoy the time I have left, and I suggest that you do the same. Life is precious. Enjoy every single second. You never know when.
A log is chasing after me.
Not the logs.
Which just reminds me of that just reminded me of Ren and Stimpy, that log song.
Log, it's log.
It's big,
Yeah.
it's heavy, it's wood.
Uh-huh.
Everyone loves a log. Go on
One
and
rolls
get your log.
downstairs, alone and in pairs, and even goes off-road. A thing, a wonderful thing. Everyone wants a log. It's log, it's log. Yeah, totally. Oh, 100%.
Just a blast from the past,
Yes.
you know, to make light of the situation, because even still, people
Mhm.
are veering away from those trucks on the road. I know I am, for safety.
Mhm.
We saw one on the road recently.
Yeah, they're real.
They're real.
They're real. Yeah.
Yeah, like they're real. They're not like birds.
Absolutely. So stay away from them. But we're talking about the 6th installment of the Final Destination chain, which we haven't used that word chain in a while. So I'm bringing
That's
it back.
true.
Bring it back.
Chain. But this movie was directed and written by Zach Lipovsky and Adam Stein, from a screenplay by Guy Busick and Laurie Evans Taylor. Again, it's the 6th installment of the chain, and it stars Caitlin Santa-Joanna, Teo Briones, Richard Harmon, Owen Patrick Joyner, Anna Lore, Breck Bassinger, and Tony Todd. May he rest in peace.
Mhm.
So, heavy spoilers for Final Destination Bloodlines. If you haven't seen it, it is now streaming on HBO Max if you don't have enough streaming services. But I feel like HBO Max is the one to go if you're a movie person. Always has good stuff on there.
Yeah, it does.
And Jamie's going to hit us with all of those fabulous trigger warnings.
Yeah. So if you're familiar with this chain, there's a lot of insides on the outside.
Lots.
Mhm.
Lots.
Yes.
And this one in particular is pretty gruesome. So if
Yeah.
you don't like,
Mhm.
you know, lots of blood, lots of gore, very violent deaths, this is perhaps not for you. Yeah. Gruesome. If you have family trauma, this might
Mhm.
not be for you.
Fair. Mhm,
Yes.
mhm.
I mean, I know we'll get into like all the deaths. I don't need to like say all of them right now.
Yeah, no.
But
they're
just
very
know that they
bloody.
are, they're
Yeah.
very bloody. They're very gory. And I mean, also like a sad final performance from Tony Todd.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I
Absolutely.
would say so, especially his appearance.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Well, before we get into all the details, because I know we will be talking about each and every one of the deaths that happen in this movie, producer Brian is
Mhm.
going to give us some words.
Hi, everybody. Producer Brian here. Hi, YouTube.
What's up?
Hello, people just listening.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Good day. Hello. So a couple
London,
things.
England. That's just
London,
something else.
England. I think there's a couple things. The first thing is that if you want more than just the podcast, you can follow us on social media at Talk Horror Pod on TikTok, on Instagram.
Oh.
Excuse me, I'm boring myself. We have to get to the movie. You should definitely check us out there. We do reviews of stuff that's not on here. We do some fun like horror news. Like for instance, they're opening up a Ohio horror museum in Ohio, and they have a menu for the restaurant in the in the museum. And that menu, the restaurant is called The Last Meal, and the menu features the last meal of criminals who are executed, like John Wayne Gacy and Eileen Wuornos and stuff like that. So that's wild. We talk about that. Anyway, follow us at Talk Horror Pod. Something I also want to mention is that we are very, very close to monetizing our YouTube channel. And the thing that we really need, aside from followers, we're very close, we need watch hours. So, go on there. As much as I love that you're listening to us here, go on YouTube. Definitely, maybe watch the video of us or just like play it and listen to it.
Yes.
That would actually be incredibly helpful. So subscribe to us there, follow us there, Talk Horror Podcast. That would be really, really helpful. And then, as I've mentioned on previous episodes, find us on Spotify or Apple Podcasts and rate and review us. I know we say at the end, like, rate and review us there, 5 stars, please. But like, it actually really helps us in terms of the search, in terms of being found. And those reviews really go actually a very long way in their algorithm. So if you could definitely do those things, I ask if you please. I would really, please. Oh, Jacob Molly. I would very much appreciate that. So yeah, cool. That's what I have to say, and that's all I have to say about that.
Great. And don't you want to watch us on YouTube's when we're doing all of our fancy reaction things on here? Like when I put up these peace signs and I have confetti.
Oh, yeah,
you want to see those things.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
You want to see those things happening. Balloons just popped out of nowhere. Oh my God. Okay, fantastic. Anything new in life? Have you guys watched anything? Because I watched something.
No, nothing horror. I watched the action movie Nobody starring Bob Odenkirk. It was fine.
Okay.
But that was really it. What have you watched, Nikisha?
Okay, because it's just been on my social media for some odd reason, I decided to watch Clown in a Cornfield.
Corn in a Clownfield.
Corn in a Clownfield.
Corn in a Clownfield. Excuse me. Corn in a Clownfield. It took me so long to get through it. That's all I'm going to say.
Really?
Oh.
Yes.
Huh.
It did not pique my interest. I understand what subgenre this is trying to be, and I feel like there is going to be 1,000,001 of these movies. But this first one just did not do it for me personally. Fair. And maybe it was also and this is also in between me watching Final Destination 4 and Final Destination 5, which are the worst of the chain, and it still took me a long time to watch Corn in a Clownfield.
Was Corn in a Clownfield better than 4 and 5 Final Destination?
I feel like it was, for me, on par with 5. It wasn't as bad as 4. But it felt like the same vibe as 5.
Interesting. All right.
Now, the deaths are cool and fun, and I appreciate a good, just, killing for killing in horror movies, the slasher of it all.
Oh, yeah.
But, yeah, I just thought that the actual dialogue, the book, was not great. But the kills are fun. I will say the kills are fun. So, yeah.
All right.
Watch if you want. If you want something in the background just to put on, like, do it. But I just feel like there's been such good movies this year that follow all kinds of the subgenre that I was really trying to see what Corn in a Clownfield was about, and it was not about it for me. So
That's too bad. I'm still gonna watch it, but
Yes.
that's too bad.
Yeah. It's there, and it's, I know it's supposed to be fun, and like I said, I love that kind of stuff where it's just, silliness,
Yeah.
like Jason X silliness. But I was expecting a little more from this, so
Cool. Thank you for sharing.
yes,
Thank you for
so
your service.
take that as you wish. You could go in there,
Yeah.
and Brian will come back next week and be like, "I fucking loved it."
Yeah, we'll see. On Shudder, right?
Yes, on Shudder.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then the new Hell House movie comes out this month, which I'm really excited
Mm.
for. But I think it's in theaters first, but then it'll be on Shudder. And it's not found footage, which is fascinating.
Oh,
But it's getting decent reviews.
so I've only watched the first one. Which other ones are worth watching in the Hell House chain?
Okay.
The second one.
Okay.
The second one is good. The third one is awful.
Okay.
And then the fourth one, Carmichael Manor, is good.
Okay.
But I would still suggest watching all of them because they are actual sequels to each other.
All right.
Carmichael Manor is a little bit like removed. You don't have to understand it, but it definitely adds more fun and context if you've seen the original Hell House trilogy.
Right.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I think all of them are somewhere streaming. I'll watch.
Yeah.
On
There's
Shudder?
maybe.
Okay.
They are available.
Because that's where we've
streaming.
watched them, I think.
Yeah, they also
On
might be
Shudder.
on Tubi, but I
Well,
think Jamie
didn't Shudder like produce the
the
fourth
last two.
one?
Yeah,
And this one, I think.
and this one, yeah.
Okay. Okay, yeah. I'm excited to see it. So I'll put that next to my list. Now that I have rewatched all the Final Destinations,
Oh
I'm
yeah.
gonna go back and
I want to
finish that.
talk about that too, like what our favorites
Yes.
are and stuff, because that was we've all seen all of them now.
Mm-hmm.
We've all seen all of them. And what a time I had. And just for listeners, I, in the middle of 4, text Jamie and Brian and was like, this is unbearable. Deep Devastation is awful. I could
4's
not
the
get through
3D
it.
one, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy to think how 3D was such a thing in that time.
Mm-hmm.
And how it, of course, doesn't translate just watching it. But the dialogue is just so bad. It's so bad
Yeah.
that I couldn't deal with it. But anyway, you're here to listen to us talk about Bloodlines, so let's get into that. But we first need a 2-minute plot summary from producer Brian.
We
Yes.
sure do.
What's the plot?
And you'll also
right.
notice that we redid the designs for the segments. If you're watching us on YouTube, Jamie did those, and they're
Yes.
awesome.
Thank you.
So the rebranding, we continue to roll it out. So she did an amazing job.
Autobots roll out.
Fantastic.
I don't know why that was the first thing I thought.
Yeah, I
of,
know
but
it was
It
appropriate.
fits. It fits.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you. All right. Autobot Brian, are you ready to recall everything about your bloodline?
Yes, ready to party.
All right. Oh man, Nikisha, I love your water cup. The ghost.
Thank you.
Again,
Again, you can
another
only see
reason.
this on
Yeah.
YouTube.
It's fantastic. It's from Michael's. So
Oh, nice.
go stop by your local Michael's.
Not sponsored.
Not sponsored, but would
Yeah.
love to be.
Yeah, Michael,
We
get
would
over here.
love to be. That decor, the Halloween decor, fantastic.
Michael's
Mhm,
Halloween decor is top notch. Oh, IKEA already. We went to
Yes.
IKEA this weekend. They had some
yeah.
Halloween stuff out. We bought some actually, like
Mhm.
dish towels.
Do you know
So,
also yes, dish towels. Actually, that's what I need to get too, is some more dish towels. I have one that says the witch is in. But I was at Walgreens today and randomly saw candy corn, and I was like, oh, we really
Oh,
are
wow.
in it to win it right now.
Well,
But
yeah,
okay.
candy corn's like Twinkies. They probably didn't put them away from last year. They're probably still
Oh
good.
god, they probably are just the exact same ones from last year.
I'm an unapologetic hater.
Yeah, I'm not a candy corn person.
It's fine. I will be the candy corn lover of the group. I
That's
will
fine.
take that cross.
And that's why this works.
Right, exactly.
The three of us, yes.
Mm-mm-mm.
All right, let's do this plot.
All right. Plot, get ready. Ready, steady, go.
Okay, so We start in like 1969. Iris and her boyfriend at the time are going to this like Space Needles opening night. Long story short, everything goes wrong and they all die. But then we see that it's actually Stephanie, Iris's granddaughter, who has this vision, because what happened was is that Iris, her grandmother, had a premonition and had everyone evacuate, and everybody survived. So death has been picking off all these survivors over time, and it's finally come to her. And we also find out that the Tony Todd character was a little boy that was in that tower as well that survived. So she goes and finds her grandmother, and the grandmother dies, trying to tell her that like it's all coming for you, because the bloodline, basically they shouldn't exist because she should have died in that tower and death is coming from them. So it ends up taking out the family one by one by one, and some gruesome, spectacular deaths. There's some 23andMe Final Destination shit in here where you find out that someone is not actually someone's kid. Anyway,
Hilarious.
at the end they see Tony Todd in a very emotional scene, his like farewell, very meta. And then at the end they end up dying and coming back to life and stopping the chain of events, but that's not how it works. And then they all get killed by logs from a train. The end.
That's the plot.
Amazing. Yeah.
You still have 15 seconds.
Oh, no, that's it. No,
Okay.
I mean, I'm
Yeah.
yeah.
Stick with it. You did it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm into it.
job.
I'm into it.
Good
Yeah.
job. Get into it.
Skyview. Skyview is the name of the tower.
Oh, what did you call it before?
Nothing. I just didn't.
Space,
know.
no, you
okay.
said the Space Needle.
Space Needle.
Oh, the Space Needle. But
Mhm.
oh man, Jamie made a joke during this. It's like, is this Final Destination Skyfall?
I didn't say
Oh,
that.
You
You
did.
said that.
No, you said it.
No, I didn't.
Really? No,
Yeah,
I thought
you
you
said
it, and then
that.
you started singing
No.
the song.
No, because you said it.
Oh, okay. I thought you said it, and then
No.
oh, okay.
he was trying to
never
give
mind.
credit to you, but you.
I
you-
appreciate
I
it,
did.
but
thought it was funny.
I can't take credit for it.
Because
but
then
I
they
did
go
it.
to like the booby-trapped house, like in Skyfall, and then we both laughed at that.
Yeah, I
Oh my
didn't, because I didn't
gosh.
remember that they went to the booby trapped house. You did, so this is
Yeah.
definitely you.
Okay, never mind.
Obsessed. All right, well, let's get into it with our first segment, Trick or a Treat, where we let you know right off the bat, was it a treat, we loved it, or we don't know how we feel about it, or was this a straight up trick, we hated it?
Trick. Treat.
So, producer Brian, trick or a treat?
Treat, absolute treat.
Jamie?
Treat.
And 3 for 3 again, 2 weeks in a row. Gorgeous. And just throwing it out there, I'm sure we're also going to be talking about how this relates to the other parts of the chain. So just kind
Yeah.
of spoilers if that happens as well. All right. So we all loved it. Let's talk about it in detail. Let me get my words together with likes and gripes.
And now our likes and gripes.
Jamie, would you like to go first?
Sure. Oh, now I'm yawning. What a time.
What a time
I
to
did not
be-
think this was boring.
Oh.
But this movie starts out like with a banger. It just like, I mean, again, I feel like most of them start out with like the everything that's being set up, but I feel like this one got into it, maybe, I don't know if I'm right, but it felt like it got into it much more quickly than some of the past ones. Because they do like a lot of setup of like establishing, okay, like these are the characters that we're following, blah blah blah, and it's
Mhm.
like everyone. But I think because this one, we're really just following like the two characters, and then there's like miscellaneous people. We don't have to spend that much time getting to know anybody else.
Sure.
So, and then just like, yeah, as Brian described, everything goes wrong between the glass shattering and like the penny getting stuck, and then there's a fire, and then stuff explodes, and then everybody tries to go into the stairs, and then the stairs break, and then they go into the elevator, and that guy gets cut in half and it falls.
Oh, that was very satisfying. That Mater D getting cut in half.
Oh yeah.
absolutely.
Well, he was rude.
Yes.
And then like the half of the building slowly falling, and then the piano falling on that lady, and then the main character like getting impaled. Like it was buck wild. But I was like,
Yes.
all right, I'm in. Let's go.
Yeah. We cheered when the little kid got squished by a piano.
I was just about to
Oh,
say.
yeah,
that
yeah,
same
yeah, yeah.
thing.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah. He
So
stunk.
what does that say about us?
It was like a brief moment of like, fuck them kids, you know?
Yeah.
But like he earned that piano falling in his head.
Yeah, absolutely. This year's had a lot of fuck them kids movies, and this is no exception.
Yeah.
And then, you know, there's stuff that happens chatting. I'll get into that eventually, but then we move into like, then I was like, give me more kills. When the grandmother gets impaled with the weather vane, wild.
Yeah.
Not as wild as the lawnmower kill. That was truly absurd. Where it was like a Rube Goldberg. Also, shout out to Rube Goldberg machines that are cool all the time, and they apply the same thing to all of these movies. And like, I would love to be in the writer's room when they're just like, okay, so like, what is the chain of events to kill this person? Do they work backwards? Like, do they have an idea of like, what is the actual kill? And then they're like, okay, in order for that to happen, what happens before that? What happens before that? But I would love to know what their process is. I think that's like the most fun part about all of this. Is Death's design, if you will.
Yes.
So when Death designed that lawnmower kill, wacky. One that made me laugh a lot was the garbage truck compactor kill.
Oh my god, it was so good. Like, you're not next, Pop.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
The tattoo shop one was okay, not a kill, just like a fake out. Oh, and then the what's it called? The MRI machine.
Oh, so good.
That one was pretty gruesome, especially when Eric, after surviving the first time, just gets crushed in like the grossest way.
Yes.
And then just awful. And then I feel like the rest of them were just kind of like fine. Like I think Darlene gets cut in half by a lamppost.
Yeah,
and then
it just falls
and
over,
then
yeah.
it's just the logs.
The logs.
The logs. So yeah, I think obviously like the highlight of all of these movies and this one are the kills, but like, man, they were gory. And it was also like nice and sad, like bittersweet to see Tony Todd in his final performance, and just like having been such a huge part of this series, but also like, you know, really solidified his role as like a horror king in the horror genre. It was a very bittersweet like way to kind of end his career. But yeah, it's always fun, just like his presence of like, you kids are getting into it, and like it made me laugh when he was like, you know, these people keep coming to me like time after time talking about how they can avoid death, and like
he's like I'm just tired, y'all. Like I'm tired at this point. Like just let it be. I also want to point out too how I thought it's hilarious that the worst of the chain 4 he was not in. But he was in all of the other ones, and I'm like, yeah, that's why 4 was bad, because y'all didn't have Tony Todd.
That one was bad and like racist and just weird, and like not that the death scenes in that one, like the inciting event, like really wasn't that spectacular. I feel like, I don't know, but can we spoil the other ones
Yeah.
in this conversation?
Do it.
Yeah, it's like a NASCAR car wreck.
Mhm.
Which, like, obviously, like, I'm not saying that that's like a great thing to happen. I'm just saying in the grand scheme of like the other situations. But I think part of it is just soured by like the rest of the movie and the other characters.
Oh yeah,
and,
definitely.
yeah.
Absolutely. The
The
characters are
escalator
annoying.
sequence is pretty cool though.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. That one is traumatizing.
Oh my gosh. Just the
Yeah.
thinking of the shoestring getting caught in
Mhm.
it is just
Yeah.
yeah.
A
Awful.
nightmare.
An
Yeah.
actual nightmare.
But yeah, I think that's most of my likes. And again, I did really enjoy this movie, but I feel like the main part of what people are coming for are the gruesome kills. So
Mm.
my gripes. The story is fine, but like there's a lot of annoying exposition in the beginning, and I don't particularly buy all of these like relationships. Like it feels very cardboard cookie cutter, like don't talk to your uncle about that. And then she gets there and he's like, oh, I can't talk about grandma. And like, it's just, I don't know. I found the exposition really boring, but like nobody seemed particularly, I don't know, animated about most things with the exception of like the deaths. Like I just found everybody to be kind of like wooden. But again, I kind of let that go because I was like, I don't really care what they're talking about or what, like, just get to the next kill essentially. So like I was able to kind of compartmentalize my like mild boredom with that.
That's fair.
And yeah, and it just like felt like things were missing just in terms of relationship dynamics. Like, you know, they're talking about how Stephanie hasn't really come home and like is kind of doing her own thing, but like everyone's pissed about her at her for this. And it's like, why is everyone pissed? Like she went to college. Like why everyone's being really weird and like standoffish. Like I didn't really get that. Like all of her cousins were like ignoring her. So like those things like didn't make sense. And it's like maybe if there was something else that they could have explained outside of like, yeah, you left and like you just haven't been here. So you're like out of the loop. Like what they expect? She's in college. Like I don't know.
It also didn't tie into the Bloodlines plot type of thing. Like
Yeah.
it just felt like an outside story that had no impact on the relationships as it came to like helping each other survive. It's not like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I also think that the situation with the mom could have been stronger because like they're kind of just like she left because she was traumatized by her mom, Stephanie's grandma, and like she needed to get away. But like I feel like they could have done something a little bit more compelling. Like maybe she had premonitions too. And so she was like, I'm going to remove myself from my
100%.
family. Like that's what I feel like they were trying to do. But like they never actually said it. And I was like, it feels like something is missing here. And that feels like the thing that would have very easily explained why she would remove herself. Because there is no explanation seemingly. She was just like, they would be better off without me. They would be safer without me. But like, that's not, you're not really giving like an actual reason.
That was one of my major gripes too, because like, and then she just comes back and like is kind of okay in that situation. Like, it just felt, that did not feel real at all. And I'm not asking for like true realism, but I'm asking for a little bit more than they gave us.
Yeah, just a little bit more depth to her character, especially for somebody who experienced her mother, Stephanie's grandmother, in the way that she's being described, where it's like she, like from the children's perspective, they were tormented by her obsessing over death and like this and being like very overprotective to, you know, to avoid like death coming for them early. And so it's like that's actually the most interesting thing to me. And I didn't think about it until right now, so hopefully I'm not spoiling anybody's recommended movies. Sorry if I do, but it feels very like Halloween, like the recent Halloweens. where they're talking about like the relationship dynamics with like Jamie Lee Curtis's character and like how that impacted her daughter and how like they have this strained relationship as a result. Like, but that's the right way to do it. Like that's like the more effective way to do it because you're giving more context to why there is this disconnect. And we get it for the grandma, but we don't really get it for the mom. And that's feels like it's lacking there.
Totally agree.
Yeah, like the exposition about all of the deaths and all that stuff could have went towards like maybe just building up the relationship more with the mom.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. And then my last gripe is like just super minor, but as gory as this movie is, I feel like the CGI wasn't great.
It was not.
Which shocked me because like the whole point is that this is like a gory horror movie. So like
sure, those are the centerpieces, right?
Yeah. And I feel like I don't know, like between, you know, people getting cut in half or like squished, like there's a lot of squishing that happens in this movie.
Yes.
And then the way that it like that the, you know, blood is coming out just looked super fake. And I was like, we could have like dumped a bucket over here or something.
Yeah.
Like it, I don't know that I kind of was like mildly disappointed by that. But again, I was more enthralled by like, wow, how did they get to this? How did they get to this death? Like that's wacky. So again, like that kind of made me not look at this through such a serious lens because I was like, I'm just here to have fun and watch people die in ridiculous ways. And they delivered.
Truly.
So I appreciate that. And what I would say that this is a more gory entry in the chain. Like significantly more. Like the kills in the other ones are like still pretty wild, but like this one, like everyone is squirting blood.
Squirting blood.
And I'll just piggyback off of the CGI of it all because
I'm done too, so you can do your whole thing.
Grand, thank you. Yeah, because they use a lot of really great practical effects. Like I've seen so many behind the scenes videos of how they make the trick work with the garbage truck closing in. But of course they use like the CGI for her actual head to explode, or even with the MRI scene and using like practical effects to make the body crunching in half like look real when it's still. So then for the CGI, and what really stuck out with me was the very beginning with the fire on the Space Needle.
Sure.
I was just taken out of it for a second because of how bad the CGI effects were. But I do want to shout out that I saw a video. There was an old woman that catches on fire and starts running around. That was a real person who did that for real. Cool. Which is wild and crazy kids. And I think she's probably one of the oldest stunt people to have done that particular stunt of being on fire.
Wow. That's impressive.
So it's like they're doing a lot of nice like practical things. So like let's make sure that the CGI and the practical marry in a way that, you know, we can get the vision that you want without being, you know, taken off guard with how it looks. But yeah, overall, I loved it too. I also just want to point out that now we have had 3 female leads and 3 male leads in the chain. So that's cool, just to see the different perspectives of that. I love all of the callbacks to all the movies. Speaking of the elevator scene, there's an elevator scene that happens in 2, I want to say, where the lady gets stuck in the elevator and it, you know, goes up actually. Yeah. So this one is going down. And then always the pricking of the finger before something actually happens or before the things unfold. I also, just speaking of pricking of fingers, when that ring sliced off part of her finger in the beginning.
That was gross.
It was
gross.
So gross. But I loved it. I also loved how this one, when we get out of the premonition, it was Stephanie that we see first and not Iris's full story until we get to her.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was a great deviation because
Mm-hmm.
these movies are repetitive. You know what's going to happen. You see the vision, they try to get out of it, and then they get picked off one by one. So, like, how can you change it up? And I'm happy that they changed it up in that way because that definitely kept me in it. I also saw this in theaters. So,
Oh, nice.
Oh, right.
so then I watched it again, on HBO. But seeing it in theaters, it was a great, hilarious time because everyone was laughing at all of the things, all the kills.
Sure.
And that's what you want. Like, you knew that those
Oh,
people
yeah.
knew what they were going in to see and got delivered what they wanted. So it was great. I love the fake outs of the deaths. They had a scene where they were playing Mortal Kombat. Eric was playing Mortal Kombat.
Oh,
and
yeah. That
I
was great.
love that game. So I just want to shout that out. I also want to shout out how colorful there is a lot of blood, but I just love how colorful the movie is
Yeah.
to be a horror movie. And I've been on social media too much, but there was an Instagram post about how a lot of recent movies don't use as much color as in like the early 2000s films. But I felt like this one had a lot of variety of different colors. It was very bright. And a lot of the deaths were happening in the daytime. So that was also cool as well. I mean, that whole lawnmower scene that you mentioned, Jamie, was just fantastic. And it's always fun figuring out like, oh, well, what exactly is going to happen? Because there were so many fake outs in this. And you're like, okay, is someone going to trampoline on the rake? Like, how is that going to affect this? How is, all the things. And the shard of glass in the cup that the dad was drinking too. Great.
Oh, that was a gripe. I was like,
yes.
who open throat drinks ice cubes where they wouldn't notice that there's a giant piece of glass?
Totally.
Yes, absolutely.
I said that like out loud in that moment because I was like, there's no way.
No way at all.
You were also doing Foley at that point in time as well.
Oh my God.
I forgot. I'm so glad I was like, you should write this down because I'm not going to remember that I'm doing this.
Jimmy did Foley for like the first 1/4 of the movie, and it was amazing.
Not that long. That is a very long time.
No, that was exaggerated, but she did it for a little bit, and it was very funny.
I mean, you should get into the Foley artist of it all. I'm sure that's such a fun job too.
Splat, 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 splat.
Right. That's fantastic. And even to even go back further on that particular scene, when the glass breaks next to ice, I'm throwing that whole ice bucket away.
You burn the whole thing.
Yes.
Why are you keeping that and just going around thinking that no shard of glass got into that ice?
Yeah.
Anyway.
100%.
Yes, love the deaths. Already said practical effect things. I love the balance of humor in this too. There was a line in the hospital when they were talking about take a life for a life, and then they look at the babies, and then the guy was like, "Don't touch those babies."
Yeah.
And I was like, this is fantastic. But also a gripe that I had about the rules. I guess just watching all of them, because at first it was if you save someone, it skips them type thing, but they don't really mention that in this movie. They just mention what happens in Final Destination 2 with Kimberly when she flatlined and then came back to life. Like, that's how you can break the cycle. Or A Life for a Life, which I think that was only introduced in 5. Yeah.
And that wild kitchen sequence.
Yes, absolutely. That whole... Anyway, and then like when the plane exploded and then it falls on like the black guy, because I'm like, oh my God, somebody's gonna survive, and it's like, no, he's not gonna survive. It's fine. So yeah, I was just like, okay, can we get on board about what the rules are and like stick with that, please? Yeah, and then those fucking logs. It was just and the way that one flame ignites the entire house, the bunker at the end, I was just like, how is this one little flame gonna destroy this entire house? But okay, fine, you gotta have like the big explosion and the mom has to die, whatever. But other than that, like Jamie said, the kills are great. It's a fun watch, definitely a better storyline than the previous two. So I think this is a very good installment in the chain. and we love Tony Todd. I love there's a moment where he kind of glances directly at the camera while he's
Yeah.
talking in his monologue, and it just gives me chills every time.
Yeah.
And it's great. And I will keep watching Final Destination every time it comes out because, like Jamie said, how they come up with all that stuff is so wild. And how a movie can give me new fears every day is insane.
Good for you, movie. Scaring the shit out of us.
You can't do anything. You can't go anywhere.
Nope.
Or do, luckily I don't know how to swim anyway, so anything involving water, I'm either just drowning or I'm not going to be in the area anyway, so it's fine. But that's all that I have. Brian, give us your likes and gripes.
Sure. Yeah, I share a lot of the same opinions as both of you. I also I'll start with my gripes. I really thought that the mom storyline just felt totally emotionally flat. That piercing shop and tattoo parlor was way too dark.
Hilarious.
Yes, of course. I thought the music throughout this is not a gripe. This is actually like the music throughout this was hilarious. Just like all the lyrical choices they used, like in the other movies.
Yes.
I thought that with MRI research level, I didn't know if that was an actual level that an MRI can go up to.
Just experiment,
Yeah. I actually thought this one was a lot worse because they were. So I thought this one was a lot worse because they are family and all like their family is dying. Like that's like pretty brutal. But nobody except for the mom, maybe in the one scene when Stephanie's explaining like what's happening, nobody felt like actually sad. Yeah, sure, we have the funny sad mix and like dad tattoo moment and all that, but like nobody, it didn't feel like genuine sadness that like, or even shock that like this has happened to you. So there was that like aspect of that. But some of my favorite things about this movie, definitely some of those kills are just really good. I liked the twist of that he's not actually a part of the bloodline because he's the product of an affair. I thought that was really good. However, it begs to ask the question, was Death really in that parlor with him, or was that all just like weird freak accidents?
Right.
Like, so that's almost a little bit of a gripe. I think you could make the argument that Death was there just to torture him, to throw everybody else off with in terms of not paying attention to the cousin just yet. So there's that aspect of things. But I was just like, how is Death in that room with him and doing all these crazy things if like there's no way that was just like
a coincidence,
a serendipitous experience.
Right.
Another thing I liked is that you saw her writing a bereavement email to college, so that like just little bit of information excused her from going back to school the entire rest of the movie, which was very helpful.
I didn't even notice that, but
yeah,
okay.
Really helped me. And yeah, it was gruesome. You all said it. A lot of these set pieces were awesome. Like some of these I would consider like some of the best of the series. Like the lawnmower one, as Jimmy mentioned, was awesome. The MRI are the two that kind of really stand out for me. A good opening, as we talked about. And I kind of like how they weaved everything into this one without it feeling like a best of hits, if that makes sense. Like we got some of the rules from the other ones. We got some of the like kills from the other ones, both in just mention and not.
Just in the book.
Oh, yeah, the book was great and like was a helpful way to do that. Also, she had a lot of stuff in that cabin to not die.
Yeah.
Like there was just like a lot of stuff that like if you're really, I mean, I know you need that to kind of like keep you mentally healthy if you're living living by yourself in isolation for all those years, but still pretty wild. If you ask me.
Yes.
But yeah, I had a really fun time watching this. I was very excited for all of the kills and what came next, and would highly recommend.
Yeah. Do you think they can continue on with this? Or I guess my question is, what would you want to see from this chain if they continue on?
I don't know. I think you have to do different ideas like this one did.
Yeah.
Like this Bloodlines idea where a tragic accident was avoided years ago, kind of like a cold case situation, and then it's basically like coming for them now today. I thought that was a really interesting just like take on all this. I think you have to do just as interesting, if not even more interesting ideas like that, for it to just like feel like it's new and fresh.
Yeah, absolutely. What about you, Jamie? Same?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, yep, that's it.
Yeah.
Gorgeous. Well, I am curious to see, because I'm sure it's the chain is going to keep going and going, what they'll do. But we will be sat for all of them. Any other likes and gripes before we move on?
No, but I want to hear which ones you liked and which ones you didn't like. I don't know if you want to save that for the end or do that now in terms of the whole chain.
No, we can do that now.
Oh, I have to look at all of them so I don't forget.
Right. I also had looked up to see if 4 had the worst Rotten Tomato score. And it does, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, so the first one is the original, obviously, and that opens with the plane.
Yes.
The second one opens with the highway and the logs. The third one, the big opening, is the roller coaster. The fourth one is the speedway. The fifth one is the bridge and the bus.
Yeah.
And the sixth one is the sky needle. Sky view.
Yeah. Sky view. I would say the first one is always going to be number 1 for me. And then I kind of feel like it's in order. It's 1 and then 2 because they're the only survivors still in the whole chain. And then 3, actually no, and then Bloodlines 3, 5, 4. Yeah. What about y'all?
Jamie?
1, 3, Bloodlines, 2, 5, 4.
Yeah.
Mine is 3, 1, Bloodlines, 2, 5, 4.
What made 3 stand out for you?
I think that I think that 1 gets the nostalgia bump.
Yeah.
But I just think 3, the kills are really good. I think the lead performances are much better than the other ones. I think the final sequence is awesome, like at the fair or whatever it is, and like
yeah, it's a great sequence.
Yeah, with the cherry picker falling on him and all of that stuff, and then the train at the subway at the end is like
in New
awful.
York.
Yeah. So I just think it's a really and I liked the okay. 2 things. 1, what I like also about 3 is the introduction of the photo thing, where the photos show kind of like what might happen.
Yeah, right.
That's what I want 7 to be. I want 7 to be like historical or something, or like a cold case type thing, because they talked a little bit about that with like Abraham Lincoln and stuff like that in those pictures, which was wild.
They did, yeah.
And so I would definitely. Did they talk about 9/11?
Yes. Yes, because there was a reflection of a plane on one of the Twin Towers.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Like I remember, I that just was like fascinating to me that they would like take a swing but not fully connect with it. I want them to explore those ideas more.
Okay. Yeah.
I totally forgot about that until we talked about it right now. Yeah.
I know, I forgot about that too, but no, that does make it a lot more interesting. And the performances were really good. Like there was a compilation of just all of the realizations after the premonitions, and like the ones that fell flat were like 4 and 5 because the guys are just like staring into space like they didn't just experience their own deaths. Everyone else is like sobbing, snotting, like actually having a visceral reaction to what's going on. But yeah. No, it's good. It's all just a fun watch though altogether too. I think as a whole chain, it's just strong when you know what you're going in for.
Yeah. Do you all have favorite deaths or least favorite deaths from all 6 movies?
Ooh.
Well, just when we were talking about the gymnastics scene, when I just watched it again, I'm like, that is so bad.
That's my least favorite one. I felt I felt like I was offended during it. That fall is so unnatural and non-real. Like that whole I totally agree. That's my bottom one by far.
Yeah.
That one's pretty bad.
It's pretty bad. But like the plane will always be the scariest for me because I hate flying. So
sure.
That whole thing is, and then reliving it in 5 again, I'm like,
yeah. That's
what about you, Jamie?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to think about like which other ones I don't like. I mean, the one at the beginning of 5 is deeply unsettling about like being stuck on a bridge. Yeah. That definitely freaks me out. Like Bloodlines was less scary to me because I'm like, I would never go up there. I don't like heights. I will be staying on the ground. Thank you so much. I mean, like the amusement park roller coaster one's pretty iconic because I do like roller coasters and like I would get on one despite that. And it's like, oh, that sucks for me.
Right. Same.
Yeah. And I think like the car accident one, like obviously everyone talks about the logs, but I don't know. That one doesn't feel as scary beyond just like the logs kind of setting everything off. I mean, I would not want to be killed by a log.
Agreed.
But there's a really silly one that I'm trying to remember, but I can't. And it might also. No, sorry.
No, I was just another silly one was the laser eye thing where her
my god,
she just falls out of the building. It's like that's no.
The other one is the stone to the eye coming out of the hair salon.
Oh my gosh! Yes, yes.
Or one of my favorites is the glass squishing him. The glass pane out of the dentist.
Oh, I vaguely remember this.
That's the second one, I think.
Oh, that's right. The little boy that
the guy, and like the whole tension of the dentist, and he comes inside, like the glass falls on him or whatever it is.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my
god. I wonder if there's like a master list.
There has to be.
They're getting sucked into the pool.
Oh yeah.
Oh god. Yeah.
All of his entrails.
I guess you also do you consider deaths that don't actually happen, meaning they are just the visions, and you see deaths but they're just visions. Do you count those in deaths because they didn't actually happen in the world of the movie?
Like Alex dying from a falling brick to the head.
Oh my
after
God,
the first movie that you don't see, and they're like, we just killed off Devon Sawa, so like whatever.
Dev.
But you mean like the premonitions that don't happen, but are you counting them?
Yeah, exactly. Like the escalator sequence doesn't happen in real life.
Right. It's just the premise. They pull a Twilight on you.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
These premonitions are just Twilight all over again, ripping out my heart.
Oh my gosh. Hilarious.
One of the ones that really stand out is from the first Final Destination with the teacher, where like literally everything bad in her house happens.
Oh
like,
yeah,
the water hits. Yeah, the water hits the computer, and then then a fire starts, and then she's like falls on the ground, and she's like trying to get the thing, and then all the knives fall, and it's like Jesus Christ.
Right.
Yeah.
It was so much.
That one was a true like Rube Goldberg machine.
Yes.
Yeah.
And our
I'm
lead
trying.
just like
There's
hovering.
one oh I just remembered. Remember Frankie Cheeks
Ah, yes, Frankie Cheeks.
from the third one?
That gets
Who's like
the
flirting with everyone? Yeah, he gets the
yes.
truck engine
Yeah,
in the
'cause
back of his head.
at the
Oh, the
fast food
tanning
place.
salon one. Love that one.
Oh,
Salon
Have
one.
the
never been
tanning salon.
tanning ever
Yeah,
in my life
the
and will
tanning
never go
salon.
tanning.
Yes. The tanning
Mhm,
salon was good. Oh,
mhm.
also another kind of dumb one was in 5 where one of the employees was getting acupuncture. And the only thing that
Oh
I
my
like
Oh,
god, that whole
yeah,
sequence is so weird. And also he
yeah,
sucks too.
yeah,
Why
yeah,
do they have I mean, I guess that like to some degree it's like okay, well, you know, if we hate these characters then like yeah, let's kill them. But
right.
like
yeah,
I don't
still.
know. Sometimes I'm just like do they have to be like so awful and annoying? Can we just be like mild, not like full send gross?
Right, not full send racist, and then that guy's.
Mhm.
Yes.
But I was happy when he was being dragged by his truck, his pickup truck,
Yes.
Yeah.
in that neighborhood. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's some wild dust. But Tanning Bed is up there for sure. That's a good one. Yeah.
Oh, I was thinking of the cherry picker cutting that guy in half in the third one.
Mm.
That one's
Which
wild.
character? Oh,
At the fair, the one who survived the nail gun. I forget his name.
oh,
Was it
yes,
Kevin?
Yes. Uh-huh. But his girlfriend got the nails, the nail gun
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
thing.
mhm.
Yeah, and then he's like trying to kill everybody for
Yeah.
revenge. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Wild and crazy kids. They come up with some crazy things, so we'll see.
Or
what
what
they
if the
offer
seventh
next.
one is it's actually somebody who is killing everybody off? It's not death this time; it's an actual person, and then
Ooh.
death comes for them. I don't know. Now just making up stuff.
Here's a question. Before Final Destination Bloodlines, can you guess, and this is including in between films, so like the one I just said about the brick falling on what's his face.
Mhm.
Do you want to guess, again, excluding Bloodlines, how
Sure.
many kills across the entire chain?
Oh God.
And again, keep in mind that this list is also including like all possible people.
Oh,
So even like premonition things.
Not premonition. I
okay.
explained that poorly. Like,
like deaths that didn't happen on screen.
yes,
Okay.
but they did happen.
Yes.
Right. So, like, if we included Bloodlines, all 200 of those people would have counted. That ended up being
Yes.
picked off one by one for
Mhm.
death.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
Oh.
If each movie averages to 5 deaths on screen,
Right. That's what I was thinking. Like 6. That's,
yeah.
Okay.
so we could, so was that 30-ish?
I'm gonna just throw out a number. I'm gonna say 42.
Yeah. So if 30 is in the movie, I'm gonna say 102.
So you're saying 42 total,
Yeah.
Nikisha?
Mm-hmm.
And you're saying 102?
Yes.
Okay. So you're very wrong. It's 524.
Oh.
What?
Because in the first movie, the plane crashes.
Oh, right.
And that actually does happen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and there's 281 people who die in that plane crash. And then in
that's
Final
right.
Destination, which one is that? Final Destination 5. Oh, everybody on the bridge.
Oh, right.
The
Oh,
Final
God.
Destination is all of the Speedway victims.
Yeah.
Right. When it actually happens. Right.
And
right,
then
right.
Final Destination 2, all of the 15 people who died in the pileup.
Excellent
My
point.
God. How many say the number again? 500?
524.
Huh.
So we're going to add
24.
200 something to that, plus all of the other deaths that we do see in Bloodlines.
Yeah.
Right.
That's a lot. Death is really busy.
Death is coming
Making
for
its rounds.
Making his way
Jesus.
downtown, killing friends.
Yes.
Oh.
On that note, let's get into our next segment. Brains.
Tasty.
Okay, so of course this is about generational trauma. So Jamie, let's just get into the nitty gritty of talk about the definition of generational trauma so we don't use it incorrectly, and then talk about what does the work look like so that we aren't kind of, dumping our trauma on our kids or the next generation.
Yeah, onto our bloodlines.
Ooh.
Oh.
Yeah, so generational trauma or intergenerational trauma is this cycle of trauma that continues to pass through generations of families. So it can be a variety of things. It can be like the lasting impact of oppression, violence, racism, specific family tragedies, like, other things that can influence just people, families, like environmental or psychological things, like cultural things, social things. Um, and also a fun fact that there's some research that says that it can happen, like a fetus can be exposed to certain things from the mom. Yeah, from like maternal stress that can potentially
Fair.
impact future development. So like they're
Weird.
using that as an example.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's some great stuff.
So everything's great.
Love it.
Yeah. And so in terms of like things that we can do, I mean, some of it is challenging. So like I mentioned, there's like there's big risk factors that like have a lot of historical weight that continue to play out to this day. And so it's not just that these things happen and like we move on, but like they are interwoven into our society, like racism, and then like going back generations, like, the history of slavery and like how that has evolved to where we are today, and like the impact on Black people and people of color. And that is like a cycle of generational trauma that continues, without even getting into without even getting into like specific like family unit generational trauma.
Right.
So it's like there's big picture things. Same with like the Holocaust is another example. So like big historical events that despite us having a lot of like space and distance from them, it continues to play out within family dynamics over a period of time. But again, there's also like other things that can also impact families. I mean, also like war, any kind of like abuse that takes place. So yeah, just like any type of abuse or trauma can then continue to like become cyclical within a family unit. In terms of like how we can like work through some of that, I think there's definitely a lot of challenges. Like first and foremost, I would say like individually, seeking therapy so that like you can kind of identify, where some of these different impacts are coming from and like how you can cope with them. Because like, we can't erase our trauma or the trauma that other people have endured. But it does not have to define us, and we can figure out like what we need in order to like move forward, knowing that like it is a part of the experiences that we've had or that our family members have had. But like, we also need to figure out, how to take care of ourselves here and now.
Right.
So I think also like if family members are open to it, like certainly family therapy is something where everyone can come together and talk through and like, have an impartial therapist kind of help work out some of the relational dynamics within a family unit. But recognizing that like, sometimes there are people that we are related to who are not willing to do that work. And again, we have to decide at that point, like what kind of relationship, can continue on if other people are potentially unwilling to do that work themselves, but like remain in our lives. And that's a really challenging like space to find yourself in, especially because I think like, you know, societally, the expectation is that we like maintain these blood connections because we are related to them, even if they aren't always the like healthiest and most supportive environment or people. So like that tension can be really difficult. But again, I think like, you know, finding a resource where you can like identify the stuff for your own individual support can be really, really helpful.
Yeah, absolutely. It just makes me think like how family therapy would work. Like I'm just thinking about me with my parents, like trying to talk out our things, and how that would be very interesting, which is probably why we need it. But it's so great that there is something, that there is family therapy, because it is needed, just to have, like you said, a third party just be there and kind of facilitate things that are going on. It's great.
Yeah, it can definitely be super helpful.
Yes, talking out all the things. Okay, and so my next question, I was reading this article on dark film theories about this movie, and it was talking about some of the themes, and one thing that it mentioned was the dangers of knowledge, of too much information, if you will. And I know we talk a lot about like you have to have an awareness of an issue before you can, you know, actually heal through it, right? It's like you can't fix what you don't know. But in this instance, in the movie, like Stephanie gets all this information, and this article was talking about how that kind of led her to spiral, and it led her to her eventual demise. So I just wanted to ask, can you talk about how we cannot let the knowledge that we gain maybe about our traumas affect or sorry, let me get my words together. Can you talk about how we cannot let knowledge that we gain about our traumas like lead us down a path to spiraling? And I also want to just mention...
Good question.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Once I got it out there, because my brain exploded, because it had me thinking about... yeah. I don't know. I need to get tested for ADHD, y'all. Like, in all honesty, because sometimes my brain just explodes because I'm like, oh, yes, and this and this and this.
Yeah.
But
as someone who recently found out that they have ADHD, you should do it.
You should do it.
And it just shows up different in women, and that's been a new thing. And so I'm like, I feel like I need to just bite the bullet. And but it had me thinking about this fantastic show that I will always recommend called Crazy Ex-Girlfriend. If you are just into the psychology, and it's musicals too. So if you're a musical girl, it's just great. But it had me thinking about the episode, and spoilers, sorry, but when she finds out that she has BPD, and her therapist is like, don't Google it. Wait until we have a consultation and we will talk through exactly what that means. And it just kind of relates into the main character finding out all this information about BPD, and it sends her down a spiral. And now she's like, that's not me. I don't want to accept this, and all that stuff. So anyway, going back to the initial question, please talk to us how we cannot end up in that situation when we find out kind of knowledge about our trauma.
Yeah. I mean, it's interesting. I'll frame it from a different perspective. Sometimes I will talk to people about info gathering, especially anxious people, and the challenge of like, when is information helpful versus hurtful? And I think that sometimes there's like this overwhelming desire to have information to like make the right choices and things. But I think the problem then is like, how do you figure out when is enough? And when will you be satisfied with like having the right information? What feels right? Or just like digging too deep into, like, another example is like, if someone says that they've never done this, I think you're a liar. But if you have a symptom and then you go on WebMD and you're like, what do I have? And it's like, hey, you're actually already dead.
Yeah.
So
nice try, ghost.
yeah.
Right.
So that is an example of sometimes the info gathering isn't helpful, and perhaps like we need to, you know, talk to a doctor, just like wait. And I don't think it's necessarily the, like, sometimes it might be the information and sometimes it might be like we're doing too much in terms of info gathering. But I also think, like, you know, when we are relying on like certain sources or resources for all of our information, like how helpful is that? So like, here's another example. I do a lot of work with like new moms who are postpartum, and or even like you know, people who are pregnant, and just searching every symptom of like, and then what does this mean? And what does that mean? And like the anxiety that it causes is like so overwhelming. But like the amount of symptoms that can exist for a pregnant person, as I learned, is buck wild. Like everything is a symptom of pregnancy, and they're all normal. That's what every OB will tell you. Super normal.
Oh
Everything is normal. You're having nosebleeds, normal. You have carpal tunnels, normal. Like your foot falls off, normal. Like it's wild.
Yeah.
But like Googling all of that stuff just causes so much distress. Or even like, you know, postpartum, when you're a new mom and you're like, oh, how should I, like, you know, like potty train my kid? And then you just get like the plethora of like judgy people who are like, potty training, like you should be using cloth diapers. Or like, I started my son like peeing in a sink when he was 3 weeks old, which is a thing that I came across on TikTok, and it blew my fucking mind. Anyway,
that's
but like
the woman at the restaurant who told us I put him out by the toilet when he's pooping at like 5 months old.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, somebody did say that to us at when we were out to eat. Yeah, thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you for the interesting information.
Stranger.
Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like sometimes I think that we want to do our best and we want to be informed to like manage the stress that comes with like the unknown. You know, you get a new diagnosis and you're going to Google the shit out of it. You get blood work done and you get the lab results before you get the doctor reviewing it. So you're Googling like, am I dead? Am I dead?
Yeah. What does 35 mean?
Yes. Again, I have done that so many times.
Yeah.
But I also recognize like maybe it's not always helpful to do that, and wait until you talk to the doctor.
Interesting.
And so, but that's like,
go on.
I feel like that is, you know, the challenge of like, how do we not let information like send us into anxiety spirals, is like trying to stay in the present, you know, like practicing some mindfulness. It's like, okay, like, you know, maybe you feel off and weird and it's like, what can I do about this? I'm going to reach out to my doctor and like, I'm going to follow up, and like, that's how I'm going to take care of myself. Like that versus like Googling all of your symptoms at 3 o'clock in the morning on WebMD, because that's only going to cause you more distress. And also you're not necessarily like resolving the issue at hand, right? It's just creating anxiety. Right. And now you're like anxious at 3 a.m. and it's not doing anything other than creating anxiety. So I think like, you know, being mindful about the impact that all of these things have on our mental health. And like, again, I'm guilty of it. We all do these things. But I think like just being aware of like, okay, like I don't need to keep researching like, you know, the best diaper pails for a baby for like 3 more days, because I'm not sure if this is the best one, because I have anxiety about making the wrong choice.
We did get a good one.
Yes.
I believe y'all. Yes.
And maybe it's not diaper pail, but it could be like, you know, the best stroller or the best crib so that my baby doesn't die. Or like,
Yeah.
you know, making a big purchase and you're like, I have financial anxiety. What if I buy the wrong thing and I spent like $1,000 and like, you know, like it could be anything. But I think ultimately like we have this fear of the unknown when it comes to making decisions, and like we want to feel like we're taking back control in some ways, but that doesn't necessarily always help, especially in situations that like are out. If the situation is outside of our control, there are still things that we have control over, and that is ourselves. So that is the thing to like keep in mind when we might be feeling helpless or just like, oh my God, how is this all going to pan out? Like, because ultimately we don't know. Anything can happen in the future. It is not yet written. Death might be plotting, but we don't know when.
But
it's
the
gonna
rest
happen
is
or
still
how.
unwritten, as
Yes.
the song says.
Feel the rain on your skin.
Yes. Death might be plotting, but the rest is unwritten. Yes, I love it. Amazing. And just the staying present of it all is very, very helpful, especially just for the anxious mind. I do know I have anxiety, and my therapist is always talking about, I know.
Tell me more about this anxiety.
Yes. There's a song about
Is
it.
that French?
Yeah, oui, anxiety.
Amazing. And my last question, this is for me, just if you knew or not, but just in speaking of night terrors, is there a specialist in the psychology world that deals with just like people who deal with nightmares, night terrors, to the point where it's kind of debilitating and they can't sleep?
There are therapists who like specialize in insomnia and like sleep related things. Also like nightmares can be a symptom of a lot of different things. I know nightmares are different from night terrors, but I would say nightmares are probably more common than night terrors. And this might be an assumption, but like I'm imagining that they're treated fairly similarly. But nightmares can be a symptom of a lot of different things. And so like figuring out kind of what that might look like trauma is a very, like, it's a very common symptom of trauma, of like PTSD. You know, as a chronic anxiety girly, I also have chronic nightmares and have since I was a kid. You know, working through like insomnia and finding ways to relax, you know, therapy for anxiety in general. But there are specialists who, there's a form of, this is like more for insomnia in general, but there's a form of cognitive behavioral therapy that is called CBTI, cognitive behavioral therapy for insomnia, which is a like similarly like a structured evidence-based treatment that's supposed to help improve sleep. Because it's like the idea is that like certain thoughts and behaviors are impacting our ability to fall asleep. And so, you know, working through changing some of the ways that we're thinking about things might in turn make it easier for us to fall asleep.
Nice. Yeah, it's the insomnia is real, but that makes sense that it would have to, the nightmares would have something to do with kind of a trauma related thing.
Sure.
Yeah, part of trauma is like the unwanted repeating of the event, and when we're asleep it's nightmares, and when we're awake it's flashbacks.
Do you find if you take like sleep aids that it worsens the nightmares at all, or no?
Like for me personally, or just
personally.
In general?
No, you
no, I don't think it changes anything. I just fall asleep more quickly. But then I still have all kinds of weird dreams. I figured out like little ways to I mean, like I'm in my mid-30s, so I figured out different ways to like deal with it. And when I was really little, I used to have like a recurring nightmare which is like super wild. Like,
Mhm.
and I've never had this dream ever again. And I've never had any other recurring nightmares, but like literally for years, I had a dream that I would walk into my living room. This is so embarrassing to say out loud now. I had a dream that I would walk into my living room and my TV would eat me. And I had this dream like starting at 6 years old. And it's all because the origin story of my nightmares is I saw a scene from Terminator 2 way too young. Again, I was 6.
I love
And
this.
it's when his arm turns into the knife and he stabs that guy in the head. And it really got 6-year-old me. And then I was like, oh, I guess I'm never going to bed ever again. And that's Jamie's anxiety origin story.
Yeah.
Damn.
That's a good origin story though. And as much as the nightmares suck, that's a great like nightmare. In the context of horror.
Sure,
It's like,
sure.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
TV was eating me.
I have
I
a
saw the
memory
TV
of
below.
like, I have a memory of my parents like getting a super to come and like unscrewing the back of the TV to show me that like there wasn't anything inside so that like I would go to sleep.
I love that. Oh my gosh.
It
At least they were
didn't
trying to
work,
be helpful.
but yeah.
You said it
They
didn't
did have to
work?
bribe me. No, they had to bribe me with like a nice like big girl bed. So I would stop like sleeping on the floor because I was so scared.
Oh no.
Oh my god.
Well, at least you've moved past that one. So it might be different.
I know.
nightmares,
Sometimes
but-
I wake up and she's sleeping on the floor. It's
Oh, okay.
kind of
Got it.
crazy. No.
Well, apparently now I'm screaming in my sleep, which is a horrifying thing to hear about.
What? Brian?
Yeah. Just once, and it woke me up.
Twice.
Oh, twice. Yeah.
Because one
twice,
of them,
uh-huh.
I woke myself up.
Yeah.
And I was
uh-huh.
like, did that happen in real life or did that just happen in my dream? Someone was like being bullied and I yelled no. And I woke up and I was like, did I yell no out loud in real life or did I just yell it in my dream? And he was awake and he was like, did you just yell?
Oh
Confirmed.
God.
Yeah. And what was the recent one you told me?
You yelled no again.
Oh, again? Okay.
You're just trying to stop all the bad guys in your dreams.
I
That's what
am,
you're
I
doing.
guess.
Her
But like,
dreams
why are
is an
they bothering
anti-bullying
me?
bullying space.
Right. Y'all, I've been lucid dreaming and that's been wild. But that's like another story
Oh.
for another
Yeah,
day.
I have tried to lucid dream my entire life to help, and by the time that I like wake up and know that I'm dreaming, or by the time that I'm like aware that I'm dreaming in the dream, I wake up and I can't do anything, and that's always
Yeah.
a bummer.
Yeah. I had a very long one last night, which was very wild, like changing destinations and locations. And I made a point to like look at people that were in my dream to see if I can like make out like these are people's faces.
Yeah.
I didn't know who any
Yeah.
of them were, but I was just like trying to zone in, but not too much. I don't want to get stuck, even though I know that's not a thing. But my brain is like, I don't want to get stuck here. Have another
Yeah.
insidious
Mm,
moment. But lucid dreaming is wild, and it just happens randomly. It's not anything
Yeah.
that I do or whatever. It's just like sometimes my brain wakes up in the middle of my dream and is like, "Hey, this is what you're dreaming about. If you want to
That's
look
so
around,
wild.
if you want to see, if you want to see what's going on." Wild. All right,
That is
do
wild.
it. Let's rot into Martin this.
Let's
Rotten
do it.
Woo.
It's the Rotten Tomatoes game.
Okay, what do you think this has on Rotten Tomatoes? Nikisha, let's start with you.
I'm gonna rank this high. I'm gonna say 82.
82. Okay.
Yeah.
Jamie.
71.
This has a 92% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Okay.
And an
Wow.
87% as like the audience score, the popcorn meter.
Oh,
That's wildly high.
yeah.
Critics' consensus says adding some surprising emotional layers onto ghoulish bones of Final Destination's mythology, Bloodlines ingeniously executes grisly set pieces with precision and turns impending doom into outrageous fun.
Okay.
I don't know about the
Outrageous.
emotional layers on top of the bones of this, but that's fine. Bones. Them bones.
Them bones.
The audience says defibrillating the franchise into one of its bloodiest installments yet while still supplying an emotional punch, Final Destination Bloodlines proves that ingenious death runs through its veins. What? What does that even... Okay, that didn't say anything. That was the AI.
Oh,
that
my
was
God.
ChatGPT.
Boo.
All right, Final Destination Bloodlines on Letterboxd. What do you think this has? Jamie, you go first.
3.3.
3.5.
It's a 3.3.
Oh,
Wow.
yes.
And the 3 most popular reviews are: I ain't scared of all this at all because my biggest fear is getting a job.
What?
What?
Oh,
Crazy.
Boy.
It's always, let's escape death, but never, how is death? Is death having fun? Is she fulfilled creatively?
Oh, I think she's more than fulfilled creatively.
The number 1 review on this is spectacular. I promise you I did not read these before right now. The number 1 review is, I cannot put into words the joy I felt when the piano dropped on that kid.
Yes. Because what? Fuck them kids.
Fuck them kids.
Fuck that kid in particular.
Yeah.
Yes.
Damn, there have been a lot of fuck them kids movies this year. It's crazy.
My goodness. That was the theme.
Yeah.
It's like last year they were all pregnant, and then now it's like all the actual kids.
Now they're born and fuck them kids.
Right.
All right, should we do the 4 S's?
Yes.
Skull, scare, shakes, and suggestions. The Talking Horrors 4 S's.
Okay, the 4 S's are skulls, scares, shakes, and suggestions. Skulls is how well this handles mental health and human behavior. What's this? Skulls scares. How skulls scares? Yeah, how scary is this? And then shakes is, can you shake it off? Is this a one and done? What's the situation there? All those out of 10, and then we'll get into suggestions. Jamie, why don't you go first?
Surely. For skulls, I gave this a 5 because I just, I don't think that people are really peopling necessarily in these movies.
Yeah.
But good on you for trying.
Yeah.
For scares, I gave this a 3. I don't think that I found this like scary, but like it definitely has some gruesome kills that like deserve, a bumped up score.
Yes.
For shakes, I'm giving this a 6. Because again, I feel like I'll remember a lot of the kills, maybe not necessarily a lot of the other pieces of this movie. And also like this was better than the last 2 installments, so it'll definitely stand out.
Nikisha.
Yeah, mine are similar. 5 for skulls, a 2 for scares, and I had a 5.5 for shakes, but I'm gonna put it at a 6. I'm gonna copy Jamie.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I also had a 5 for skulls. For scares, I had a 3, and then for shakes, I put it at a 7.
Nice.
Cool. Right. That's great. Great. Suggestions. Yeah.
Yes. It's past our
What just
bedtime,
happened?
I don't know. My brain just shut down. I was like, what other segments do we have? Yeah, suggestions.
Yes.
Yes. Jamie, why don't you start? Because you had mentioned one of yours earlier, I believe.
Well, it wasn't even one that I was recommending. It wasn't on my list. But as I was talking about the movie, it made me think about the Halloween movie. But the one I actually was going to suggest, because I feel like it has a very similar silly, gory tone, is The Monkey.
Oh, I need to watch
that. That's a great one. That's a really good one. My voice is so high. Nikisha.
Yeah, I was thinking more of the generational trauma, but I'd also saw somebody recommend this, so I'm copying them. Hereditary of it all.
Sure.
It's generational.
I saw this and I'm copying them.
And I'm copying it. Not ashamed of it.
You're allowed.
Thank you.
I went with the oh no, we have to stop this curse type of movie. The two I put here are, well, this one, Smile.
Oh yeah.
No.
Oh no, we have to stop the curse.
That's a great
and
subgenre. Just saying.
and in terms of like escaping something, Escape Room, great film. The first one, specifically the first one.
Very good.
So good.
Yeah.
It's a great time.
Yeah.
Cute. Okay, well, that wraps up our episode of Final Destination Bloodlines. You can follow us on the socials, TikTok and Instagram at Talk Horror Pod. And producer Brian, where can they listen to us?
You can listen to us wherever you get podcasts. So that's like YouTube. Watch us there. And you can see Nikisha's rave lights.
Yeah.
Then you can always, of course, find us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Rate and review us there. 5 stars, please.
And
thank you.
And actually rate us.
Please.
But please.
Yeah,
Please.
Do it.
Please, can we have 5 stars, please?
Please, sir.
Please. And as always, fuck them kids.
Fuck them kids. Bye.
Bye.